y'all doing?
Good talk, good talk.
Let's start off like that. Tell us about taking it to the house, man. What you did.
I need to start talking to myself a little bit more. I was talking to myself before the play, like make a play right here, AG, and you know, I asked and received. So
it seems like you guys huddled more prior to that kick return. It seemed like they were celebrating, they just scored, music kicks up, the sideline's going nuts. You guys were long in that huddle. What was Coach Springer telling you?
I wouldn't say it was longer than usual. I think we had a little time, but after every touchdown they get, man, like let's make this the play. Let's make this the play. Let's respond right here. So that was the same thing. The message got relayed throughout every kickoff return, and that was the one. We said it takes one play. Let's make a play right here. Why not this one? And it was that one.
After you break it, what are you looking at? Do you see yourself? Some players look up at the scoreboard. They can see somebody's about to catch him. Vrabel's running down the sideline. Are you just?
I caught myself trying to look back at the defender, and I was like, man, you tripping, just run. And after that, I had my eyes on the end zone, and that was that.
Did you see Coach Vrabel out of that?
Yeah.
If
he was keeping up with me, I need to run fast. I heard he almost caught me, though.
Antonio, given the nature of the kickoff, did that allow you to get a full, I mean, you look like you got up to full speed pretty quickly. You caught the ball on the run straight ahead.
I wouldn't say that. I know I came to a complete stop at a point, and then I broke out to the outside, and then after that was just a track.
So what were you telling yourself before?
Make a play, AG. Like, make a play. They just made one, and I was just talking to myself, make a play, AG. Make this a play. Go score, AG, and it happened. So, you know, I need to talk to myself a little bit more, like I said.
How did it feel to be involved from the outset in the running game? It was a good rotation, especially early on.
It felt good. It felt good. You know, to run the ball. It's always good to be a part of the offense to help win the game, to contribute where you can contribute. Still not the complete game you wanted, but I had a few good runs here and there. Shout out to Rhamondre and Trey, man, for doing their thing, too. And, you know, we complimented each other well today, especially with the heat and the weather that was going on.
What does one like this do for this football team?
Just a positive start, man. We had a rough one week one. We came back week two and we responded, man. Coach all week talked about a fight, man. He was talking about a fight all weekend, and that's exactly what that was. And, we showed up and we fought, and that's what you want from a team. So we just got to build off of that and keep going.
Any questions?
Thank y'all.
Thanks, man. Well, my goodness, you did it with your legs, you did it with your hands. Talk about the big play, over the shoulder, down the sideline. You almost scored on the play.
Almost. I got a little tired, I ain't gonna lie. But I think that's a play, you know, me, all the running backs, Drake, and all the quarterbacks been working on, you know, all off season and, you know, just dialing that up. So, you know, I was excited to, you know, be in the game while they called it and make a play.
Rhamondre, how would you just sum up this game?
It was a dogfight, and we went in knowing it was going to be. So, you know, us just being relentless, playing 4 quarters, and coming out with the dub is huge for us.
Mike Vrabel, I think he mentioned it was like we knew we would be in a street fight.
Mm-hmm.
When you win a street fight, what can that mean to a team?
You know, it just shows our toughness, I think. It shows we could do it for 4 quarters. You know, don't be a front runner. Don't only be good when things are going good. You know, adversity is going to happen. So, you know, just fighting back against that and, you know, becoming victorious, that's huge.
You happy to stick with that run, too, especially early? Like, your games, I feel you get stronger as the game goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And lowering that shoulder.
Yeah, I think so. So, you know, I kind of told the running backs, you know, we downhill this first half, but then try to make something happen. So, you know, just trying to lean on our toughness and, you know, make something happen and make the defenders move out our way.
What was your view on Antonio's kick return?
I had front row view on that. Great return. You know, I always knew, you know, he had the ability to, you know, make huge plays, explosive plays like that. So I'm just proud of him, you know, for making that play for us. And it was a huge turn in the game for us, too.
What was that moment like in the locker room after the game, you know, just with Coach getting his first career?
Yeah, of course. It's great. You know, we love Vrabel. So, you know, we want to go out there and play hard for him. And I think we did that today for him. So I think he should be proud about that. But just going out there, getting a dub, you know, we put all this work in from OTAs to training camp. So, to winning is hard in this league. So when we win, we got to celebrate it.
But how about for you? I mean, you know, the way the last year, one of the Patriots has stayed on. with this team, and personally, you know, you faced adversity in your personal life. To come out today and play the way you did, to help Mike Rabel to his first win.
It feels great. Like you said, it's been tough on me for, you know, the last couple of months, but, you know, just putting my best foot forward, and just knowing what my pops would want me to do. He probably would have loved this game. So, you know, just remembering that and just remembering the things he would say and just, you know, just keep going. Yeah, I think he'll be proud of today.
Congrats.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Way to go.
Thank you. Thank you.
I guess just talk about. I mean, there's a lot of penalties on offense. Just you guys were able to overcome that. I mean, how just tell us what that makes of the offense that you're able to overcome so many of those mistakes.
I think we had a lot of penalties in critical situations, especially fourth down to seal the game. So I think it can be frustrating at times, but I just think even though we won, we still got to be better on offense. We just got to be better.
What did Vrabel say to you guys after the game? I mean, you've been on a team that's had some pretty bad luck down here. You guys helped him get his first win and kind of got out of this place with a win, which has not been easy for this team a lot.
I think the win kind of go back to all the hard work we put in during the week. So, I mean, I feel like it's not no surprise that we won because, I mean, that was ultimately the goal, to come out here and win.
And it was a tough-fought game. I mean, back and forth. The first win of the season. Just tell us where you guys are as a team right now.
We lost the first game, won the second. Can't get too high, can't get too low. We got to come back in Wednesday, ready to work.
What did Mike have to say to the team after the game about leading him to his first win?
I mean, that's something you got to ask him. I mean, I just said, we put in the hard work. So, obviously, he was excited. His first win. A couple of game balls went around, too. So, I mean, it's good energy right now. But like I said, can't get too high, can't get too low.
Yeah, it sounded pretty loud in here.
Yeah.
From us on the outside.
Yeah, it was. It was lit.
Great.
Good.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Marte, on the interception, what was, not the exact defensive call, but it looks like you were sort of playing zone robber there in the middle to read the quarterback's eyes. What was your responsibility on that play?
That's just exactly what I was doing. Just reading the quarterback's eyes, how the play played out, it just allowed me to do that.
You guys have 3 or 4 safeties in the game at that time. I know you were you had 3 in the game a lot.
Yeah, it might have been 2.
Okay.
How big is the win? How big of a win was it for you guys to really come down here? This game went back and forth, a lot of emotions going back and forth. But you're able to sustain it, able to overcome it, and come away with a win in that locker room.
Yeah, I think it's important just because how early it is in the season. We weren't able to start this new regime off with a win. So I think this does a lot for our identity and our character as a football team, being able to grind it out all the way to the end and ultimately, do whatever we had to do to come out with the win. So I think it does a lot for us there, but we got to keep winning.
Coach spoke very glowingly of you. Said you're in all the meetings, all the special teams. Head up guy on the punt, and you're just so involved. But didn't get in there, get a chance to make that play. We're so happy for you. Happy for you for him to get that first win as head coach.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was just the tip of the iceberg. If we were losing by a lot and I got that pick, it wouldn't matter. If we were winning by a lot and I got that pick, it wouldn't matter. So for everybody to do their one part, come up with one play at a time, it just ended up being my moment at that point in time. But they're a great football team, and I mean, we just came out to win.
Marte, Steve asked you about the swings and emotion. After Achan apparently scored, and then they ruled correctly that he stepped out of bounds, how did you guys regroup in that defensively?
That's kind of going back to, I kind of spoke on our identity and stuff like that. You just got to have a next play mentality, flush it, because if you're on that play for too long, then next thing you know, you look up and they're winning again.
With these new kickoff rules, and now that you guys are getting used to it, it seems like these were implemented in the league to sort of take that play out of the game. It feels like these are big plays in games now. Can you see these moving forward that we could use not only the punt return game, but especially the kickoff return game as a weapon?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's everybody's goal in mind. Going into the week, they want to make their return units a weapon. So whether you're on the defensive side, you want to stop that, and then when you're on the offensive side, when you're returning, you want to show that weapon. You want to make it do damage.
On the punt return, I didn't really see it. I was on the opposite side, so I got to see the film. But on the kick return, I think it was a great job from the people that just came off the sideline and also the people that were just on the field to come in together in the huddle and, be intentional about going out there and not just being, I guess, down on ourselves about the score, them having an explosive play like that. We were able to respond with our own, so that kind of just shows the power and unity.
Thank you, Marte.
Thank you, Marte.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Y'all have a good day.
On that sack, Phil.
Man, it's great. God is good, man. That's all I can say. God is good.
What did you see on the play exactly, though?
I mean, they was the whole game. They did a good job of making sure they was getting the ball out of two hands quick, and we just kept going. We were talking about it on the sideline, just keep rushing, and just execute. I always talk about just executing and playing hard. Me and Harold made a good call on that one because it was starting to chip on that side. We made a call to run a game, and shoot, I just got off the ball and shoot, we executed when it needed to be executed. Back end held up, made them hold the ball, and shoot, that's all I've been asking for. Just make them one time, and shoot, I'm trying my best to get back there and fake the game.
Can you talk about the emotions back and forth on, 1-1, you look at the scoreboard, you're up, next moment you're down, you got to fight back?
Yeah, no, that was crazy. 2 back-to-back special teams touchdowns. Mm-hmm. That was crazy. It's one of the crazy games I've been a part of. Man, we just put our head down and kept fighting. Coach always talked about just making this game a street fight, and not stopping it until the clock hits 0. And that's what we emphasized all week, and we came here and closed it out today.
How important is it to give your kicker confidence after missing 2 extra points, and then he's got to come on at the end and kick a 52-yard field goal?
Man, we're gonna always have confidence in whoever we put out there. Shoot, I was gonna pull them to the side and tell them, like, I don't care what you missed. Like, we're gonna go back to you. Like, we brought you here for a reason. Hey, just execute. All I can say is just execute. And he went out there and made a big kick for us, put us up where they had to score a touchdown, and, just good complimentary football at the end of the game.
But after they seemingly did score a touchdown, and Achan stepped out of bounds on that play, how'd you regroup defensively? What did you guys talk about in the huddle?
Like you said, luckily he stepped out because that would have been bad. But just next play, if something bad happened, you got to move on in this league. They're not going to stop, and they're not going to wait on you or nothing. They're not going to feel sorry for you. But you got to go to the next play. We messed up that play. Go to the next play and make sure, you in the position where you're supposed to be and, execute. And we did that.
Is there confusion with their team, especially late in the game, going to their sideline? Just looked like delay of games, false starts, illegal motion. Just seems like they had trouble getting set at times and confusion.
I know they had some guys out. They had some guys out on the line. I don't know as much on the outside, but I know inside they were missing a couple guys, so that might have played a part. But they did a great job. Shoot, coming into the game, like I said, they know we got up front. We're gonna see a lot of RPOs, screens, quick game to try to keep us from affecting the game. But as soon as we can, like I said, make them just get off his first read and shoot. Like I said, we're gonna get back there.
How much was the heat a factor?
It was warm out there. It wasn't really too much a factor. I was talking to somebody on the bench when we first went out there. They said, "Man, it's hot out here." I was just like, "Nah, it ain't hot. Feel like New England. It ain't hot. It ain't hot because it's a mind thing. It's a mind thing. You can't. We coming out here, it's gonna be hot. So you don't even mention it until like now. I can say it's hot because the game over with and we won. But at the beginning, nah, it ain't hot. It's cold out here, So shoot, just put your head down and go, and let's figure out a way to get a win.
Final question. What does a win like this do for this football team?
Man, we've been working. We've been going hard. Coach been on us. This ain't gonna do nothing but help us. Just keep going, keep building. But like I said, we got to move on quick in this league and get ready for Pittsburgh coming in here next week. But this is a good win for us. Good division win. We're back at 500. Let's keep building on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a gritty win, ugly win. I'll take an ugly win over a pretty loss any day. I think that we came in here ready for a fight. Obviously, we had like a little lull, and we talked about it all week that it took one person to make a play. Dre made a hell of a play. As far as like staying consistent and kind of staying in the green, we saw what it did for us. What I'm saying? When we stayed in the green and no self-inflicted wounds, obviously we had success, but we just kind of got to eliminate those penalties.
Drake said all the right things in the post-game press conference.
What he said?
About team win. Took all 53 guys, trainers, coaches, all that. But what does a win for a guy like that mean at this stage of his career?
Good. I mean, it's early. Obviously, you're going into his second year, and it's going to take complementary football. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, special teams showed up huge for us. We was going to have to go back out there and make some more plays. I mean, end up having to go out there anyways. But for a young guy, just as far as like that support system, everybody, contributing, everybody doing their part, I think it's big for him. You're going to have to ask him, but from my standpoint, I think it helps.
Steph, what did you think of Drake's performance? He only had 4 incompletions, made plays with his legs. What did you see out of him?
Growing up, it's early. Game 2, obviously we try to go 1-0 each and every week. I feel like he made a jump from last week, just settling in. It's hard being a young quarterback, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like he's doing the best job he can, and obviously 4 incompletions. You ask him if you're happy about him.
You said you guys are ready for a fight. How much does that go back to your head coach?
That's what he preaches, each and every week, especially this week coming off a loss. He had a bad taste in our mouth, obviously. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to lose, but one thing I can say is we came with the right mindset, practicing all week, and trying not to be a front runner. Don't sell wolf tickets. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about it all week, but going out there and executing at a high level and taking a fight to them, they actually fought back. That's how it is. That's how these NFL games are, and that's a hell of a team out there. Don't take nothing from them. So just got to keep swinging.
Steph, take us to the sideline. A game that has 5 lead changes. I mean, what were the conversations like on the sideline for all 3 units, and what kept the confidence high there throughout the day?
Just staying positive. Obviously, if it's up to me, I'm gonna always yell and say everything I want to say, but more so just positive reinforcement, saying we got it. That's how the game is, you swing, they're going to swing back. You got to keep swinging, At the end of the game, we'll see where the chips lay, but there's no give up on this team. There's no guys out there like, all right, hanging their head. I feel like we took a step this week, and obviously it's a lot of things to clean up.
On the 4th down play early on in the game, just what did you see on that play?
Nothing special, just doing my job, getting open, being available for the quarterback. Obviously we talk about him being a young quarterback, but that's how you take steps in the right direction, making plays for him, letting him settle in, getting comfortable, and being aggressive. Obviously going for it on 4th down is us being aggressive. So, yeah.
Did you see Vrabel run down the field alongside Antonio Gibson on it?
Yeah, I actually just saw it on video, and I was like, he's slow as hell. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks.
You have a veteran's perspective on this.
No, yeah. Man, Drake's a hell of a quarterback, man. Everything that he has asked to do has been done. When you get in the huddle and you got a guy and he's looking and he's calling the plays and you're looking at him in his eyes and he's speaking with confidence and enthusiasm, like plays are going to work. You know what I'm saying? And that's who he is, man. He's a leader. He's our quarterback, man. I think he played a hell of a game, man. I think from both sides, all perspectives, special teams, offense and defense, man. It was a hell of a game, man. Complimentary win. We kind of played together, and we just got to, on offense, we got to, obviously keep on going back to the drawing board and figuring out ways to keep the slumps from happening. But, Drake's, man, he did a hell of a job today, man.
It's been almost 6 years to the day that this team has won a game in Miami.
I had no idea.
Drake was, I think, 16 from the last time this team won a game.
Oh, was I? No, I'm playing. But no, man, I think it's, we preached all week about being in a street fight. Obviously, you look at our first 3 drives going down and scoring. We started fast, and obviously they had their momentum swings as well. But we knew it was going to go down to the end, man. Obviously going on the road and playing in the division is hard to do. So to be able to get our first division win, man, that counts for 2. And so, it's for us to go back to the drawing board and start building off of that.
I want to ask you about the false starts. I know you came in with the ankle injury. It's hot out there.
Yeah.
Were all those things a factor in that?
No, I just got to be better, man. Mentally, whether the front's moving up front, man, I have to hone in and just be better. I appreciate Will. Will came over to the sideline. He was like, dude, you said the same thing to me, bro. Leave it in the past. Just to have, Will have my back like that, obviously, he had his ups and downs last week, but for him to come to the sideline like, hey, big dog, it happens. You told me that last week, whether it's year 1 or year 12, it happens. So, obviously, wait for the defense to go out there and I knew Harold was going to get one, man, because I could just see it in his eyes, going up against that dude every day and him jumping the snap count, man. I knew he was going to get one. But I think, overall, it's just complimentary win, man. We played together as a team, as a unit, and you're starting to see that brotherhood kind of start building and playing out.
What was your vantage point on Antonio's kick return?
Man, we've seen it since, preseason, those guys being able to take it to the house. And obviously I've known AG for a long time, man. I was with him his rookie year in Washington. And so the ability that he's been able to, run the ball and the vision that he's been able to use to see, certain cuts and things like that. And he's always had that, man. And so it's just amazing to see it come full circle. It's amazing to see the work that he's put in over the years, and it's amazing to be able to be on the same team as him again, man. So hell of a guy, hell of a family man, hell of a football player.
Did you get a good look from the sideline, or were you preparing to go into the game?
No, I was looking, and I was just like, and it was like, hey, man, but we needed that one. It's definitely a spark, obviously, him. And that's what I said earlier, coming into the game and playing complementary football, offense, defense, and special teams. So,
when it comes to building a new culture and starting sort of a new year, how much does this win, help you guys sort of start this foundation of what you want to do?
But it's early. We haven't done anything, man. Obviously, you want to win on the road in the division. So we accomplished that one thing, but it's just the beginning, man. So we got to keep on pushing forward, use it as fuel, but leave it in the past and get on to our next opponent.
Has this been fun for you with Mike Vrabel?
Hell yeah, man. It's been hell of fun, man. Just, he gets it from a player perspective because he's played, and from a coach perspective because he's coached at a high level as well. So just being there, man, it's been fun. Yep.
Thank you.
Can't say enough good things about what he did out there.
How about the idea of him bouncing back after last year? And a lot of people, there was a lot of talk on the outside about, is there too much on his plate? Is he,
Yeah, I mean, we let you guys talk about all that stuff. I feel like he attacked the week the same. He's super level-headed, super just, keeps everything the same. And, he's got a bright future ahead of him. Love playing with him. Love getting in the huddle with him, and excited to, continue to stack him.
What was your vantage point on Antonio's kick return?
I was getting ready to obviously run out for a big drive, and obviously momentum flipped, and then momentum flipped back really fast. Gosh, that was probably one of the crazier things I've ever been a part of, to have a punt return, on us, and then a kickoff return. The ensuing kickoff it was pretty special to see him do that.
Mike said there was sort of a similar moment in practice where you guys had a bad play and then bounced back with a good play from the backs. Do you remember anything about that? And just
I can't say no. Yeah, I think that was a big thing from last week. It's just bouncing back from not letting plays linger, letting plays carry over and snowball into things. So, guys stepped up today. A lot of guys, did their job at a high level and were able to make plays. And, it was really fun to be a part of.
Thank you.
I guess it doesn't help them, but obviously, like you said, it was just poised and firing on all cylinders, ready to go from the jump. I felt like making plays, making extended plays. He's a really, really special talent. It was fun to see him get out there and really get in a groove, because we see that all the time, but it was fun to see that in a game.
Thank you.
I guess.
But just initial thoughts, felt pretty good.
He said all the right things in the post-game press conference, like it's a big team win, it's nice. But from his perspective, watching him grow and mature and kind of reach the next level, what does a win like this mean for him?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. There's a few times during those long drives that he got us going. We had a big first down, and he's rallying the boys up, and I love to see that from the quarterback. That's leadership. That's taking advantage of momentum, and so that's huge for him. And just there was so many moments where it was like, we went up 12-0 and everything was going right, and then they came back. It was a dogfight. I think Coach got our minds right before the game that we knew it was going to be a dogfight, and sign up for it, accept it. And he's part of that dogfight. We love going to war with him, so it's awesome to work with that guy.
How much does a game like this help build team culture?
The team culture, I think it's huge. I think there's a lot of things on display that Coach preaches that we want to see. Coach always says you can have an identity, you can have some pillars that you want to live by, but if you don't do those, it's just a sign on the wall. And I think when you turn on the tape, I think there's some things that exemplify who we are, who we want to be as a team. So it's a step in the right direction.
I know you're close to Drake. Just watching him perform like that, like, what's it mean for you guys? Like, do you
That's
feel good
sick.
for him?
Oh my gosh! I mean, some of those throws down the sideline. We got a pretty good viewpoint where we're just sitting there, and all of a sudden we see the ball, and we're like, that was a perfect throw, like to Rhamondre down the sideline. Like, I think that was the 3rd and long. Like, it's awesome. You love playing with guys at that position that can dice it up. So it's a great day for him. And there's, like as every competitor, there's gonna be some things he wants back, and he'll learn from them, and we'll be better as a team moving forward.
I do want to ask you about the snap.
Yeah.
Was that sweat? What is that?
Yeah, it just can't have that happen. Hand was wet, and it just completely slipped out of my hands. I knew it immediately. That hurts the team. So that's obviously the glaring one that I want back. So I'll be better moving forward.
Thanks a lot, Garrett.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
So you made it when it counts. That's all that matters, baby.
My phone is in.
Just talk about, you did start off a little rough with the missed extra points. Just tell us how you were able to stay focused when it mattered.
At the end of the day, just gotta be better, but just on to the next kick. That's the mentality that I go in with and I stay with.
Can you tell us, I mean, you've kicked here a million times, can you tell us what was going on with the extra points early on?
Just miss hits. Fixed it on the side and made it when it counted.
And just talk about, trying to stay consistent, getting up there every time, and, you're able to come through when it matters.
Consistency is the main thing as a kicker, and I'll just go back to New England and keep working on that.
Thank you.